Hi, this is Dr. Melody Stevens with Fit+Faith. So happy to be coming to you and joining you this evening for episode 7 of Feeding His Temple, Body and Soul, my Facebook Live show. Super great to be here with you. Oh, let me turn my volume down real quick so I can see the comments going on and welcome everybody in. There we go. All right. So tonight we are going to be making something really yummy and fun. It's called cucumber avocado dip. It can be super great for a dip with other veggies to make, or you can use it as a spread to put on different things like hamburgers and things like that. So lots of wonderful things that we'll be doing today. And then we're going to be talking about Psalm 73. So before we get started, there is 3 ways that you can be awesome tonight. And I would really appreciate your help. 3 different things you can do. You can share this post right now. Go ahead and hit share. You can tag somebody below by typing in their name and tagging them if you know anyone that you think would like this to join us this evening. And the more you engage, the better it is going to be to help show and spread this through Facebook by the more engagement. So you can do that by liking and loving and commenting and doing all of those wonderful things. Okay, so comment done below when you have done that. And if you're coming in on the replay, still please do all of those things and you can comment replay below so that I know and I can say hi to you. I'd love to know where you're coming in from. So say hello and let me know where you're coming in from. Hey Julie, great to see you here. I originally am from San Diego, but for the summer I am up in the Bay Area, up just south of San Francisco with my husband for the summer. So that's where I'm at right now. Hey Michelle, great to have you here. Thank you so much for doing those things. I really appreciate that. And I'd love to know who else is here. So please go ahead and comment so I can say hi to you and I want to know where you're coming in from. Now, this evening we're going to be making a super yummy avocado and cucumber and lemon dip. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by making that. Here we go. So we're going to start off by making that. Part of it, it's gonna be super easy recipe, comes together really quickly, so healthy and so yummy. We'll put half of it together now and then we'll talk about our scripture this evening, Psalm 73, and then we'll finish making it up and I'll show you how to present it, and it's super great for parties and all of that wonderful stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. Hey, my mom is here. What is up? Michelle is from Wisconsin. I love it. And my mom is coming in from Upland. That's awesome. Thank you for being here with me. Julie says, I love avocado. Hey, Kim. Kim coming in from Illinois. How wonderful. I love it. We've got people all over the place right now. So that's awesome. So let me go ahead and put this camera here for you so you can start to see what I do as I cut things up for us. There we go. And here we go. All right. So let's start. And I'm going to put everything into a food processor. Hey, coming in from New York, Charlene. Great to see you here as well. I love it. We're going to start with putting everything into a food processor or into a blender, a high-powered blender. So this avocado was super ripe when I bought it the other day. Look at how beautiful this looks. I was hoping that it wasn't going to be overly ripe, but it's just gorgeous. I live in California where we are the land of avocados, let me tell you. And so I have grown up, I didn't always like avocados, which is so funny because now I love them so much that I can't even imagine why did I never like that before. I love them and they're so good and healthy for you too. So that's wonderful. Hey Sue, great to see you here as well. So basically we're going to take 1 avocado. So I have my food processor right here next to me. So I'm just going to start 1 avocado. I would say this is a small avocado. This guy is pretty small. If you had a really huge avocado, then maybe you just want to do half or 3/4 of it. But this guy is nice and small, so we're going to use the whole thing. So we've got the avocado in there, and then we're going to go ahead and chop up an English cucumber. Before we move on to the English cucumber, I have to tell you a super quick story, and I need to get a napkin. For my 10-year anniversary, I wish my cousin was on right now. My cousin Treva. Hey, my brother Mike is here. What's up, Mike? So for my 10-year anniversary, we went to Hawaii. So I'm going to chop up this cucumber while we're talking about this. you're only going to do about 1/3 cup of a cucumber. So I've just got a small little piece of an English cucumber here. So we went to Hawaii for my 10-year anniversary. We just had our 15 years. So that was 5 years ago. And we were with my cousin who is from Louisiana, and we all shared a house. It was me and my husband, my sister and her husband, my cousin and her husband, and then another friend and his girlfriend. So they were all with us, and we had a fabulous time in Hawaii. But there was an avocado there, and we've grown up with avocados, right? So we know how to just, like you smack the center of the seed and then you just quickly rotate and take it out and it's fine. Well, my cousin had never done that before. I'm going to put our cucumber inside the food processor and we're going to chop up some cilantro. So my cousin had never done this before, and we're like, it's easy, it's no big deal, all you do is like this. And like my husband tried to show her, like, it's so easy, no big deal. So she's like, well, I have a really fancy avocado like gadget that she uses instead. And so she had never done it like that. So she went to go do it, and she literally she pushed way too hard. Like when she went like this in the avocado to get the pit, she like put her thumb in the way. So she went like this and literally sliced her thumb. And so we're there at this rental house in Hawaii, and my husband has to go down to find the neighbors and ask if anybody had like an emergency kit so that we could bandage her up because she was bleeding everywhere. We felt so terrible. My husband felt so bad. And he was like, I never should have made her do it. She should just stick with the little gadget that she was using and all this. Oh my gosh. It was, not gonna lie, it was really hilarious. It definitely made for a memorable moment, but I was really sad that my cousin full on sliced her thumb trying to take the seed out of an avocado. Oh my gosh. Quick little side note story there. So you're going to see this right here. All right, so there we go. That's what it looks like inside of our food processor. And then we're going to add just a few more ingredients, and I'll put the recipe up for you so you can see that too. So Sue says, I don't like avocado, but I'm still trying to find ways to incorporate them. Well, good, because it really is a good source of healthy fat. And so it really is so beneficial for us in so many ways as well. So I like that you're still working on it, still trying to find ways to incorporate it. Like I said, I grew up around avocados in Southern California, but I didn't used to like them either. It was something maybe with their texture just being kind of like super creamy like they are. And now I love them. They're so amazing. So yes, we want to incorporate them because they're a really good healthy fat for us. So avocado and coconut. The more that you can be incorporating that into your regular diet, the better. And so yeah, Sue, I really hope that you're gonna like this one because all the other ingredients, the really intense flavor of the cilantro, and then the cucumber, like the coolness of the cucumber, we're gonna add a little bit of honey, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then the lemon juice. So I'm hoping that this will be a recipe that you will like, that you can then incorporate, have the avocado incorporated into that. My brother says, making me hungry. I know, because this is so good. We're going to make so many delicious things. My mom says, I'm so happy you've come to love them. Yes, I have. I have come to love them. So let's go ahead while we're going to finish up our recipe in just a second. But tonight we're talking about Psalm 73 and talking about being fulfilled by God. So here we are making food. And of course, food fills us up in certain ways, but it will never fill us up to the level that God is meant to fill us up in our life. So let's take a look at Psalm 73 and see what that has to say. It says, whom have I in heaven but you? And earth has nothing I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. I love that. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. I love this verse so much, these two verses in Psalm 73, because they talk about God being our portion, and really, truly the imagery of God being our portion, of eating, like of being fulfilled with something that is not food. It's God being fulfilled by him. He says, my heart and my strength may fail. We are all going to pass away one day. And we can't deny that's just the course of life. But ultimately, do you know where you're going after your body has passed away? And are you allowing God into your life now so that he is sustaining you throughout your life, so that you get to live a life of love and acceptance and freedom and fulfillment by God in your daily life now, let alone waiting till one day that we're in eternity with him? And so I just love the imagery of this, talking about God being my portion forever. The Bible talks many times about Jesus being the living water, that those who drink of him will never go thirsty. And so we have so much imagery in the Bible relating to things that we would normally relate to food. We were meant to be fully satisfied by God, not by food. And so food we can enjoy. God created it, especially if we're making really wonderful, healthy, yummy things with the food that God created. Not a lot of the packaged and processed stuff that we as humans have modified and made in a lab. If we're really truly eating the food that God created for us to enjoy, we can enjoy that and thank him for it, but not ever let food take the place that he was meant to take in our life. So beautiful. So, just wanted to share that with you today, that we were meant to be fulfilled by God, and by God more than anything else, more than food, more than TV, more than other things that we can, negative things that we can become addicted to or spend our time doing. They will never, ever fully fulfill you the way that God will when you let him into your heart and into your life. So I love that. God is my portion forever. This body is going to fail one day, but God is my portion forever. So wonderful. Let that speak to your heart and your soul today. That's my prayer for you. Okay, so now let's go ahead and we are going to, let's see. I lost the video real quick. Hang on, so that I can get you back to see your comments here. What happened? Here we go. There we are. I don't know why that just stopped real quick, but thank you for your patience. There we go. Now I can see your comments as well. And so happy to have so many of you here with us this evening. If you have not yet said hello and where you're from, please do. I want to know so I can say hi to you during this live stream and answer any questions that you may have. So now we're going to continue making our wonderful avocado dip here. So let me see if I can get this for you, and we will keep making it up. Try to move myself out of the way in this picture real quick. There we go. So you can still see me, but then see that. Okay, so here we have our avocado, our cilantro, and our cucumber. And now I'm gonna add a little bit of honey. We're gonna add a little bit of honey and then some salt and pepper. A little bit of honey, salt and pepper, just for some seasoning in there. Now, so much of this is to taste. There is a recipe, and I'll show you the recipe, but I like to do things by taste. Hey, Heather, great to have you here too. I'm so glad that you were able to join us. That's wonderful. So let me also put up the recipe for you. So just a second. Let's see if I can get that up. Here we go. And there we go. All right. Here we go. Now you can see it. Okay. So here is our recipe. We have everything in here, the avocado, the cucumber. We have not yet added the lemon juice. So let me go ahead and slice up the lemon and squeeze some lemon in there. I knew we were missing a little bit of something. We've got our honey in there, 1/4 teaspoon of honey. I might have added a little bit more. We've got our salt and pepper. And then if you want to make it spicy, you can add hot sauce. But I'm going to go ahead and just squeeze some lemon in there. So it says 2 tablespoons of lemon. So I'm basically doing the juice of basically a whole lemon. And that's what's going to keep it nice and fresh and green as well, because the lemon is going to help that avocado not oxidize. Okay, now I'm going to close this up. It's going to be loud for a second, so just bear with me. There, you can see it. It's going to be loud. Hang on. Okay. All right, so you got your recipe there. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and bring down the sides. We want this to be nice and creamy, okay? So sometimes we need to kind of mush it around a little bit and then get back to blending it up. Just try to chop down that avocado a little bit more. Yeah, this is gonna be so delicious. Okay. Here so you can see it. Now it's starting to look better. Let's see how that looks. That's starting to look so much better. Yeah, ooh, I'm liking that. Okay, so we're gonna put this into a bowl and let's do this. There we go. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna put this into a bowl now that you kind of got to see what it looks like. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Now this is gonna be super great for, like, you can dip other vegetables into it. You can spread it on things, like a really good spread for burgers or for anything like that. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Here we go. And let me see if my camera can focus up a little bit better again. Angle 2. Dang it. I was trying to change the focus on my camera, but it didn't want to cooperate, so that is all right. So basically, I'm just going to pour this into our bowl and give it a little taste and decide what we might need to adjust, because we might need to adjust some flavors a little bit. Like I said, you saw already that it was made with honey and lemon juice. So it's gonna have those flavors as well as the creaminess from the avocado and the cucumber. So delicious. So here we go. Let me show you what that's like. All right. Here we are. This is what it looks like. It looks totally incredible. And let's give it a little taste. And then we can chop up some cucumber slices to have with it. Oh, that's so good. So personally, I would like to add a little more lemon. I do think I added a little too much honey. Like you saw, the recipe there was what, a 1/3 teaspoon of honey? I probably added 3/4 of a teaspoon of honey, or maybe a full teaspoon. So my batch is a little bit on the sweet side. So I would add some more lemon to it, and some hot sauce to it could be really good. But if we just slice up some cucumber, then we can go ahead and just dip it in, and you could also top it with some extra cilantro. And my most favorite seasoning ever is everything but the bagel seasoning. My most favorite seasoning ever. So then I'll top some of that on there as well. That's gonna add a little bit more salt. And then it's got sesame seeds in it as well. So there we go. It's super delicious, just besides slightly being on the sweet side. It's so good. So look how insanely easy that was. And you're getting wonderful nutrients from the cucumber. An English cucumber that's gonna have a thinner skin to it and smaller seeds than a regular cucumber. So I do recommend using the English cucumber like the recipe showed. And then the healthy fat from the avocado, the tanginess from the lemon, which is also gonna help it not oxidize and turn brown. So delicious. Julie says, excellent barbecue potluck. Exactly. This is going to be so good for potlucks, for summer parties. We have Labor Day coming up in a few weeks. This would be a wonderful thing to bring to a group gathering, let alone just making some so that you have a really easy, quick dip. Sometimes I get bored of having hummus all the time with my veggies, so this could be a really good alternative for that. And then, of course, great on burgers. Inside like lettuce tacos, there's so many good things that you could do with this, so I love it. So Heather says this would be yummy on some grilled chicken. Oh, it totally would. And with that fresh cilantro, and then if you add some of this seasoning to it, It is so delicious. You want to add this seasoning at the very end, right before you serve it, because then it keeps the crunchiness of the sesame, the sesame seeds, and it has some granulated salt. So it gives that kind of texture. If you were to sprinkle this on ahead of time and then save it for later, the salt is going to dissolve, and then the sesame seeds are going to soften. And so then it doesn't give that same punch of a flavor like it's meant to. So save this one for the very end and then top with some fresh cilantro. So good to go. Yeah, Julie says, so good with tacos. Absolutely. So how easy and yummy was that? This recipe, I have to give credit. This recipe came from my favorite magazine ever called Clean Eating Magazine. And so I don't have a link for that. No, I don't have a link for it, but it is a recipe from Clean Eating Magazine. It's my favorite clean eating magazine ever. Literally every single recipe that me and my husband have tried from there, we have loved. And so this was a recipe that was on, they were doing black bean burgers. So they're making burgers out of black beans and some beets. And this was one of the sauces that they put on top of that burger. And I was just like, oh my gosh, we can use this for so many things. So that's what it is. Heather says, I'm wanting to add fresh dill. Yes, dill would be so good too. You could either swap out the dill for the cilantro. That would add a really different flavor to it. You could probably add the dill with it as well. Maybe do your dill first and then see if you want to add cilantro. Again, cilantro is something that I used to not really like, and now I really like it, but I had to get used to the very bold flavor. And so it's a very distinct flavor that goes with distinct type things. And so this is blended into it as well as sprinkled on top, and so delicious. But I think you're right. I think dill would be amazing with it as well. So there we go, everybody. Thank you so much again for being here with me this evening. Let's talk about what's up for next week. Next week, we are going to be talking about Psalm 119, talking about being enamored by God, just over the moon, enamored by the goodness of God. So we're talking about that for our soul food. And then our healthy food is we're going to be making a watermelon mint summer salad. So that is going to be absolutely delicious. So make sure to join me next Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time as we make that totally incredible and fresh, oh my gosh, fresh mint. Anytime you use fresh herbs, it's amazing. So like tonight, fresh fresh cilantro. And then next week, we'll be doing fresh mint with that watermelon salad. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Another really great thing to make as we wrap up summer. This is like our last official month of summer before we head into Labor Day. And so I want to give you so many good recipes that you can use for a lot of summer barbecues and cookouts and family get-togethers and all of that. So definitely mark your calendar and join me again next Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Let me see. Charlene says, how many days would you say it would last in the fridge? You know, because we added the lemon to help the avocado not oxidize and not turn brown, I would say probably 4 to 5. I think 4 to 5, you're going to be good to go. Yeah. Heather says, yeah, I'm not a huge cilantro fan. Maybe one day. Yeah, no problem. So try it with dill. It's going to be totally delicious anyway. No worries whatsoever. So there we go. So definitely enjoy this recipe. I'd love to know if you make it. Put a post online, tag me. I'd love to see. I love when people go out and take action on the recipes that we do on this show. And then I will see you again next Thursday. And there we go. All right, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you so much for being here with me. Again, this is Dr. Melody Stevens with Fit+Faith. This is our Facebook Live show called Feeding His Temple, Body and Soul, where we want to do healthy food for our body and healthy soul food from God's Word for our soul. So I will see you next week. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.